All right, folks, I have to apologize for the speed up here. Final day of Titans League Season 5, and my PC crashes. So I've since fixed the issues. We should be fine. The only thing viewers won't be able to see during the live stream is my camera. I can probably turn that back on later today, but I'm just not going to until after the finals because I don't want any big issues. So we got third place match, $500 difference between third place and fourth. And we have Sebastian and ACCM, who had a very good season. But because of the drop, we're catching up to live time, where, you know, it will be tough to follow because there will be insane amounts of action. A man-at-arms there for Sebastian, which ACCM can see. And we've got an emote for this, by the way. We've got the T90 fast emote. I'll try and cast as quickly as possible. The man-at-arms attacking the mining camp. The tower's there for ACCM. Full walls from Sebastian, meanwhile. A scout opening for ACCM. Or no, it's going to be Lancers for ACCM. He's actually going fast castle. Double stable here. I hadn't seen this the entire season. The Spearmen and Man-at-Arms. Hawks. Fishing ships. Archer's now out as well. And ACCM is at the absolute limit. And this is where they were told to pause because my PC crashed. And now we're at live time. All right. All right. So we have a little bit of time to soak it in. Get a feel for the situation. ACCM did a great job defending his fish here, which is actually huge. He really needs the food eco to make the Lancers. You know what would be hilarious is if now the game doesn't unpause because the game is broken. That would be funny. That'd be very classic. Is the game now doesn't unpause? I think we should be fine. There's a spec delay, so I think they should be back into game to play. I mean, ACCM, he needs to basically kill with these early Lancer numbers. But at the same time, I think his eco has actually been very good. So, 5 fishing ships is really solid. Yes. There we go. He did lose 1 villager, but it could have been much worse. And while he will be pushed off of gold temporarily, it's not really going to be too bad with the Mongol Lancers. He's still taking a little bit of food from the middle. We'll go for the Siege Workshop, and the Lancers move in. And we are in business, folks. So, I'm kind of surprised we see this build now, and we didn't see this build earlier. Gold League, we saw Doubt go for the Lancers pretty frequently. But, yeah, the Siege Workshop is up for ACCM. The big resource of need for him is going to be food. And actually, sneaky move from him. He's even going to the outside to take the hunt there, too. The game feels incredibly slow now. But this is actually normal speed. And Sebastian... he's gone for some good tricks here. He's gone for the walls behind the town center so the units don't run through. But he does need to have a house here. Oh, God, if the Lancers actually get in here, that would be so painful. It doesn't look like there was a hole anyways. There is still a hole here where he'll place a house. And here comes the Megano for ACCM. So the fact that ACCM's gone fast castle and could have been punished, but is... pretty much on every resource that he would want right now is amazing. You wouldn't expect this. Typically, you lose 4 or 5 vills, especially against Japanese. Maybe you would lose fishing ships as well. He didn't end up losing much on water. I don't think Sebastian sees the area on hunt back there because he's still trying to defend. Beautiful micro from Sebastian with the villagers. Beautiful job from ACCM to pressure the area. Sebastian's going for crossbow, which is good. But he still needs Bod Canero, and he's just late on the upgrades because he's been under so much pressure here. I think the nice thing is, being Japanese, you can relocate your lumber camp and probably be fine here. But he doesn't even have 50 wood in the bag to do that, so he's still over at this wood line. And now the Lancers are in, and the Siege is in. Can Sebastian micro this? Still 15 seconds until he gets Bod Canero. This can just straight up end the game here. It's impressive, but behind this, ACCM's actually doing economic things as well. Like, again, on the berries, getting wheelbarrow now, taking the hunts, and now the Lancers move into the golds. And, oh, man, I mean, Sebastian's, he has no choice but to micro this down. But it's been patient micro with the Lancers from ACCM on the front. And then anytime the crossbows aren't firing on the Lancers, he goes after the villagers. People just don't show patience like this, typically. Typically, you dive, you fight, you win, you lose. And that might be what we see after all. Lancers dive in. They might force the crossbows to the left side where the Siege can get the hit. A tower from Sebastian. That's not going to happen easily. More villagers go down. ACCM, 14 kills, 6 deaths, but he does lose the mangonel and backs away. And it's so good that he has eco on the outside, but Sebastian does notice this, and that might not be something ACCM looks at the moment. He is full focused on the front, taking down the houses. Nice recognition from ACCM. He does actually notice it. He will have the hill with this next mangonel, though, and still Sebastian's under so much pressure to micro here. It's also tough. It's Uruguay to Vietnam, so it's not a very low ping game, which means that the lag could catch you out, but that's insane, though. That is insane. He runs at that and he kills that like that's no problem. That's unbelievable. Well played from Sebastian there. Has the Hawks back in. Will end up losing his Hawks, it seems, but I think that's fine. The fishing ships are being attacked by the Lancers now. ACCM, still no farming eco or anything. So the fish will be valuable. And once the berries are gone, he's going to need to farm. We might see town centers it. But Sebastian's micro has been insane here. Welcome. Someone says, can you get the YouTube stream back on? We should be live again on YouTube. YouTube. Say hello for me. I think I'm getting one guide. I'm getting one guide, right? YouTube's a little bit weird. It might be hard to see. Yeah, YouTube's live. Twitch is live. Everything's good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, again, sorry about the tech delays. I'm actually... In the past, I would be completely mentally shaken by a drop like that to start the biggest day of the event. Thanks for your understanding. I think we're fine, guys. I think we're fine. Might have a long game here, actually. Second town center on the outside for ACCM. It's a very good TC. Very safe back there. Love how he's used the Lancers to snipe fishing ships. He didn't really even use the Hawks as much as he used the Lancers. He got 4 eco kills with that one Lancer there. But now Sebastian is moving forward. And Sebastian, he's just marching right underneath the town center. And, I mean, there's no villagers around the town center. So it's a weird scenario where you can do that. Most maps, you have farmers around the TC, but he just says, hello. He walks right underneath. There is a demo being produced from ACCM. And Sebastian will see the flag there and know that's fishing ships. Will Sebastian follow? If Sebastian follows here, he might regret it. Okay, this ends up being pretty smart. He doesn't send all of them. He sends some of them. Demo's at 80%, though. Will Sebastian's micro be on point? There's the demo. The stupid fishing ship blocked the demo. Oh, no. Oh, the chance for ACCM was there, but the fishing ship blocked it. That fishing ship's always been jealous. He wanted to be a demolition ship his entire life, but he was only able to be a fishing ship. And so he gets his revenge there. Man, I mean, this army is the reason Sebastian's still in this game. If this army was gone, ACCM would be 3 town centers with tons of economy. He does still have another demo coming. There is also the Scorpions and the Mangonel here. And Sebastian's got some work to defend here, too. Monks are there to convert. ACCM pulls away. Nice conversions from Sebastian, and these crossbows are still moving around. I mean, the worry for ACCM is that he doesn't really have a lot of consistent army production right now. So I think we've got a fairly close game. If these Lancers get value, of course, it's huge. But another demo just got sniped by these crossbowmen. Sebastian just doesn't care. Okay, the first demo you don't expect to happen. The second demo you don't expect to happen. But surely the third demo will work. The third time will be the charm, maybe. Sebastian still 1 town center, but he's added some farms. I think he could easily move to the outside as long as he has the military there to protect. But he never scouted that area. ACCM, 51 vills. It's 47 for Sebastian. Sebastian's crossbow count is insanely high, though. That's what Sebastian does a really good job of. He always has so much military. And realistically, that's what this map should be about. A Lancer there gets a villager kill and goes down. Sebastian's got an army here, and he's got an army here. He's everywhere. Unfortunately for ACCM, he cannot catch these crossbows. He's had the siege around. He just hasn't been able to get anywhere near, and now the eco gets idled a little bit. Sebastian will snipe the outpost. Very confident play. But he can't necessarily break his opponent's fortifications, and he hasn't killed that many villagers. And still no second town center for him, but I think that could come. He has a lot of monks, so I think Sebastian might go redemption. That would be nice. You just convert the siege workshop, and then you have one of your own. Here's another demo being queued by ACCM. Will this one work? This is demo number 4. Oh, I think this one will work. I think this one will work. Way too close to the dock to get away. Oh, wait. He didn't eject it. And so now I think you see that flag and you know that's probably a demo, and Sebastian's able to move away. Third town center there. That town center goes up. These crossbows get rocked by the mangonel. It's a lot to manage for Sebastian with his military, and now he's expanding into his economy. Before it was just one town center. Now he has 2 or 3 to manage. The micro is just insane from this guy, though. My God. I mean, he'll lose that army, but still. The redemption's 5 seconds away, so pretty soon he could start to convert these buildings, convert the siege as well, and ACCM could be under some intense pressure. And ACCM will realize that's redemption. I think he wants a castle. Well, as for where he'll build the castle, I'm not entirely sure. He will build the castle there. But Sebastian says, I'd like a stable, thank you very much. I'd like a second blacksmith, thank you very much. I'd also like another stable and 2 houses. And he's just converting everything, bro. I mean, these are valuable buildings. It's not like these are buildings that ACCM isn't planning on using at some point. Blacksmith is stolen. Stable is stolen. Stable is stolen. You can't actually convert the town center, which is unfortunate, but you can ram the town center down. That's such good value from the monks there from Sebastian. And again, his eco is looking very nice as well. I know his Vil count's not there, but the army count's still insanely strong. Sneaky move from ACCM. He's really thought about these corners here. The back corner was an example. Here he goes again with another TC. And he is starting to make, or I assume he could start to make Mangadai. But the annoying thing is he needs upgrades on his Mangadai. And his blacksmith was just converted, so... But a lot of his eco is protected at the moment. Like back here, this eco is kind of safe. This eco is protected by the castle. That town center goes down, and that's annoying, but he hasn't lost many vills still. Look at ACCM looking around. Man, if only he had a better patrol here. Just unfortunate not to find that. That would have been a game changer. Oh, he's looking, but nah. He doesn't see it. Maybe he will see it now, but it's probably too late. The town center will go up. More houses getting converted here. So I don't think Sebastian's going to need houses anytime soon. The Lancers find the villagers on gold. Sebastian notices. But that's good work from ACCM to make Sebastian think twice about things. Guys, what's the best unique unit in the game, in your view? This is obviously an opinionated situation. Okay, Teutonic Knight. I would disagree at the high level. Okay, Conquistador. I like that. A lot of you are saying Mangadai. Thank you. It's an insane unit. But you got to get the upgrades. And it's seen so rarely at a high level because you just don't have the time and resources to get the upgrades. Yeah, I don't think Mangadai are necessarily the best. It depends. Thank you, Tyrannosaurus, for saying that. But they're definitely one of the best. And again, I think ACCM is just hoping to expand to the corners. Essentially, you'll have town centers in 3 corners. But Sebastian has somehow found the perfect position to be able to range this town center. This castle was always supposed to protect the TC. But that hurts ACCM. But he's starting to mass the Mangadai. I mean, how many buildings has Sebastian stolen? He's stolen the houses, the stables, the dock, the blacksmith, the mill? And ACCM doesn't have horse collar yet? Does he have another mill? He doesn't actually have another mill. That's funny. I mean, monks are absolutely insane. He's done the math. He probably clicked the farm and realized he doesn't have the farm upgrades yet. And he can't be demoed if he just converts the docks. As Sebastian's just completely overrunning him here. Sniping the fishing ships. Yeah, he's converting the dock as the demo's on the way. That demo will probably not make it. There are the Mangadai. But again, there's just not many upgrades on the Mangadai yet. And yep, dock stolen. ACCM probably can't believe that Sebastian's been able to do this. This is the Sebastian that I was expecting to see in that semifinal. I think he lacked a little bit of confidence yesterday. But who can blame him because of the player he was up against? But if Sebastian plays towards military, man, he's got so much military, so much potential, so much eco behind it. That's a beautiful job. But still, ACCM has ways to hold here. He's gone for the guard tower in this area to defend. That will help. He's gotten some counter raids with the Mangadai, which makes it complicated for Sebastian. He still has the town centers in the corners. He's found the hunt with the Mongols. His resources are actually looking fairly decent. But he just has to avoid this army. And, oh, wow, Sebastian makes a demo. The Sebastian hits the Mangadai. The Mangadai are very weak now. But over here, Sebastian's looking to defend. And he has ballistics already. He's got crossbowmen everywhere. He'll see this. I think really the key here is going to be Imp, and Sebastian's on the way up. A T90 Japanese Cav Archers versus Mangadai analysis, question mark. Maybe I will be able to give you that analysis. I mean, the Japanese bonus is really nice with their Cav Archers. I think it's worth it. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's so much easier to produce Cav Archers than it is Mangadai because you don't need the castles. So, I think in this situation, you have so many crossbowmen, you just play through Arbalest. But no, Japanese Cav Archers can be good here. But I think the main thing you really need to do is you just need to eliminate the Mangadai from the equation. You need a castle position that could give you trebs. Honestly, Sebastian's playing insane. How is he able to track this and get the conversions perfectly? How is he able to avoid these demos? How is he able to have this imp time? I mean, here, Sebastian isn't really paying too close attention, but it doesn't matter. He's got crossbows around. He's pushing here. ACCM was microing for Mangadai. He loses half his wood line. I think in his mind, this area was never a problem because he had the towers there, and he wasn't expecting Sebastian to ever make a move. And now the play for Sebastian would be a castle. And I think he'll do it now. I think the villagers are going to come forward any moment now. Maybe drop the castle on this hill. And then with Trebs, best of luck to you, ACCM. Though he is also on the way to Imp, and he is building another castle. And Sebastian's starting to realize, like, wait on a sec. Hold on a second. He's expanding, probably. Yeah, the outposts tell him that that's exactly where ACCM is. He still hasn't seen ACCM in the north. But I'm not sure how much the north will matter if the middle is lost. And there's the castle, yeah. Just amazing hold from Sebastian. Lancers and Siege were on his base. I don't want to call out my viewers here or anything to start the day. But people were calling the GG, right? Maybe through their own experiences. But the situation early Castle Age looked really bad. And somehow, Sebastian was able to mass his military, get to a superior economy, and just micro nonstop while macroing. It's just beautiful. And just passing from ACCM, but not like in a funny way. Could have maybe denied that town center, but he missed it. And now Sebastian will complete the castle and start to make trebs. It's 13 Mangadai for ACCM. And he doesn't have bloodlines because he lost his stables. He never was able to get the bloodlines upgrade, which hurts so much. Not having bloodlines on a Cav Archer unit is... It's like a fourth of the reason you go for Cav Archers is for the additional HP. Not to mention the mobility. He might be missing husbandry as well, to be honest. Though it kind of looks like he might have that. I think at least ACCM has the recognition to realize it can't be just Mangadai right now. He's going to get pushed. His castles will likely be the target of Trebs. And he does have good food count, so the game plan is going to be stable switch. We saw 60 villagers this game, but there's the stables on the back. You do get additional HP on your Lycav with the Mongols. But can you engage into 40 Arbalest? Probably not. What you could do, though, is you could show up here and snipe that Treb. Sebastian's got his army split away from the Trebs, because he doesn't think he's really going to be up against the Lycav. Those villagers wander back out to the gold, though. More villagers go down for ACCM. Just the difference in this game is that Sebastian killed more eco and obviously produced more eco, and ACCM killed more military. But Sebastian has the superior eco, so he could just make the military again. The KD is actually very even, but military count's been unreal for Sebastian. Good eco upgrades for him. Trebuchet's already pushing this castle. The Mangadai run in, hoping for damage. There's not a lot going on here anymore for Sebastian. He already has the outside town centers. Sebastian patrols some army to the north. He'll find ACCM up there. And he's standing directly next to these Trebs, just in case there's an army that comes in. Which is pretty epic game sense, because, I mean, he doesn't know about the stable switch at all. I think the Hussars have to come out soon. ACCM's waiting as long as possible here, but these Hussars, this is the time they need to move out. Another castle from Sebastian. He will simply just treb this castle then, so you just can't lose any more ground if you're ACCM. Here's the Hussars. That's maybe enough to snipe one or two of the Trebs. Maybe all of them, actually, because the Arbs are pretty weak as well. And maybe ACCM could pull off some type of hold here. Yeah, it certainly feels like Sebastian's worried about that. Hussars will run in. 2 Trebuchets down. Castle stays up for ACCM. The rest of the Trebs survive. Oh, man, but up here, ACCM is losing more vills. He's losing even more vills. He's losing everything in the north to the Arbs. And now Sebastian can just move. He's like, all right, go ahead. You have that castle. I'm just going to move this way. He gets Kataparuto. And so now the Trebs will be even stronger, and they'll move over towards this castle. Sebastian also with an army over here to defend from the Hussars. Seems like that's just enough army to maybe hold there. At least enough time till he can get a defensive castle. He's really starting... He's expecting to be raided, so... He's going for the big defensive plays. And also dropping barracks here, which will mean Haub will come out for the Hussars. Just perfect. Everyone coming in, welcome. This is the third place match. $500 difference between third place and fourth. Obviously, you guys are probably showing up for the final. Final will be immediately after this. Best of 7 grand final. We had technical difficulties to start the day. We're thinking nothing but positive thoughts. Everything's good now. We should have some Epic Age of Empires 2 today. I actually really like what ACCM did. The Hussar move was the best play for him to come back into this game. But you need, like, Hussar to protect your castle so you can then make Mangadai again, and then you have a combination of both. If you end up with losing your castles anyways, it just feels so unlikely you're going to have good chances here. And ACCM taps out. Yeah, he never had the economy of Sebastian. It was a really cool start to the game. I thought ACCM was going to win this, but somehow Sebastian held on, and those crossbowmen and Castle Age were the conversation. And I think ACCM was on 3 town centers when Sebastian was on 1, but because Sebastian was able to get such crazy value from conversions and from his military, it didn't really make all that big of a difference there. These were 17 valuable conversions. I don't actually know if the 17 conversions listed here would count the buildings converted. I'm going to assume that's the case, but if you look at value destroyed, 18,000 value destroyed versus 12K. And also Sebastian, he brought in 8,000 more resources at the same time. So he just took the better engagements. He had the better economy. And also, he has the cheaper units as well, right? Because Mangadai and castles are pretty expensive. Well played to Sebastian to start the day. I love the fight from ACCM, though. Like, ACCM's like, whatever. Third place match? Yeah, man, we're fighting for a lot here in my mind. So he held on there just as long as you would expect. Sebastian won the first game. We were speeding up through it because of all the craziness of the disconnect. And we actually get a proper Dark Age here. Sebastian playing as the Armenians. This map has been dominated by infantry. So Feudal Age Longsword has been the expectation. We haven't actually seen Armenians a lot the last couple weeks. I'm not really sure why that is. I think it's because Romans were open a lot. Japanese were open a lot. Burgundians were open a lot. I think Armenians might have also been higher up on the ban list because it's a really strong bonus. Essentially, you can go full feudal here and completely smash. But the Flemish militia are very strong. And Sebastian says, let's get to the finals as quickly as possible. He moves forward just like his opponents did when he played against him in the earlier rounds. And he goes forward and he's going to steal the boar. So it's a weird thing on this map. Everyone thinks about the shorefish and the box turtles, but the boars are right there as well. And I mean, now ACCM's down the food, and he's like, wait, hold on, what? Well played from Sebastian. So now he'll have 3 boars, and he'll have the deer, and he'll also have the shorefish nearby. And that's huge, because getting the longsword upgrade is really expensive. Because you obviously have to get man-at-arms first as well, and make the units. So I think he's got enough food to do so before even going for the shorefish. Also for ACCM, he wants to go for the double bit axe upgrade. And double bit axe, while it is discounted, it's still investment of food. So having less food is really going to be painful here. Gonna be real. I think I've seen this lane like twice, and it's looked insane every time. And I don't know how ACCM is going to be able to manage the food eco now. Because I think it might affect the barracks timing. In theory, you could still go out here, get the mill, get lots of food, and then get the barracks very late, though. So I guess you don't need to have the barracks right away, like you would with the man-at-arm builds. Thank you, Worthy XO, for the Prime. Thank you, Sergeant Milan, for the 6 months. Gonna get some more shout-outs here. Walker, appreciate it. Mathors, Mura, Palm Pyro, Lieutenant Dan's back, A Marines, Darth, Vickless. Holy crap, guys. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Final day of TTL. I asked viewers who the favorite was here, and we had a lot of people say ACCM. But I think they, kind of like myself, maybe had forgotten what happened in the group stage. These players were in the same group. And Sebastian won 3-0 against ACCM. So he won the first game here. He's now 4-0 against him this tournament. And he's got that boar steal, which is a really strong start. I think it's because Sebastian just feels like the perfect amount of military. And honestly, I'd be curious to talk to Sebastian about it. I don't want to speculate on it too much. But I think in the semifinal, we saw some of his inexperience and some of his nerves against Leary. Like, I felt like the true Sebastian came out in game number 3 yesterday. Would you guys agree? If you don't agree, please tell me. That's what I felt. Like, the first game, like the 8 on stone, the castle, I was just like, I think he's just nervous, man. Like, I think he lacked the confidence to play straight up against Leary, and I think he tried to do something a bit wild. But games 3 through, 5 were really good. And that final game he could have won. So it ended up feeling pretty 50-50. Unfortunately, the 2 games were already out of the picture by the time that happened. So, but that happens to even the best, right? Like in the final, we might have some players try something too creative because their opponent is so good on the other side. That's part of it. And we get used to players playing certain ways through the nerves and through the moment. But it was a big moment for Sebastian. I think this will be I'd have to look, but it's one of his best performances in his career. To be top 4 this season of TTL, win his group, lose to Leary, all that's good. He lost the Villager, though. We missed that there. Not expecting that. Villager goes down, but ACCM also loses the scout there. That could hurt ACCM, but also he lost the food from the boar, so maybe he wanted a bit of revenge there. But I gotta say, I was expecting the barracks to be up a little bit earlier for Sebastian. So at the moment, it doesn't feel like he's going to play Feudal Age Longswords, which has been the standard play. He's got the food on the outside. He shifted a lot to wood. Nice thing about the mule carts is you can always move the villagers off of wood into this gold, for example. But it almost feels like he wants to go scouts. But that can't be it. It's going to be archers, right? I think he's expecting Flemish militia. What's the plan here for Sebastian? Yeah, there's the archer range. So I think he then does the math. I'm very confused. Now he's going for man-at-arms, but he doesn't have any units? Okay. That still could be fine. He just needs to shift the villagers off of the wood here and go to the golds. Get the gold income, and then you can make a couple units. And obviously, ACCM doesn't have the scout, and Sebastian does. So ACCM has to wall up everything because he's expecting the man-at-arms, which haven't come out yet. I think the long-term plan is longsword, but maybe because it's expensive, for now, Sebastian just wants to defend with the archers. But he didn't really wall it. So Flemish militia are going to run right in here. It's been a bit of a weird opening here from both players. Obviously, Sebastian had the boar steal. ACCM then got greedy, went for the villager kill and lost the scout. But Archer's there already. A nice fight back there from Sebastian. Very confident. Weak villager probably needs to flee. And there's the militia now. So I guess he canceled the man-at-arms upgrade so he could make the first archer. And I'm sure ACCM sees that and he's kind of like, what? Like, why does he just have a militia there? That doesn't make any sense. But man, Sebastian's micro is insane. Like, he has just fought this back with villagers and one archer, essentially. Now the Flemish militia are moving this way, though. And they're super fast, so... yeah, he needs to get building that tower. But he sees it coming in. He can drop the palisade walls in the last second. Has enough army. About to have fletching. I think the tower will go up at the perfect time again for Sebastian. And he knows it, too. He doesn't even lose the villager. Man, that's got to be frustrating for ACCM. He's like, are you kidding me? Misses the villager kill. Goes back in this way, and everything's walled up. So I still think Sebastian should never leave Feudal Age here. Because he needs to... like, what's the benefit of going to Castle Age? Why do that when you have access to Longsword? Oh my god, the quick walls! A bit weird because the goose are being stolen. Or the geese, rather. But more quick walls from Sebastian. The army's going to hop out. He can kill this army. Still has the garrison over here. Finally, he loses the villager. Sorry, these are turkey. My bad. These are not geese. Very different. But yeah, ACCM just trying to create as much chaos as possible. So I think it's poor for ACCM that he's lost so much army. But having 2 villager kills isn't bad, and he hasn't lost any. And he has Bowsaw already for his eco upgrades. And he's adding skirmishers to counter the archers here. He also didn't need any blacksmith upgrades for this damage too, so there he goes. With plenty of food income, which we still haven't seen Sebastian pressure at all. It's possible Sebastian's been a little bit too passive, but I think Sebastian's a big player when it comes to conserving his army, though. ACCM's the opposite. ACCM will gladly trade army for villager kills, and with the expectation that he can then make more army. Sebastian's all about the long-term valuable engagements. And here we go. Longsword upgrade coming in. So it'll be archers and longsword against skirms and Flemish militia. Archers and longswords should completely smash here. But it does cost a lot of food. More and more villagers going out to the food as I say that. Sebastian's scouts still lurking around to see what ACCM will try. I think this is where things get extremely dangerous for ACCM. I don't think he realizes how dangerous this is going to be. Longsword, 60 HP, 9 base attack. Flemish militia's got 40 HP, 5 base attack. It's not even close. Again, it's literally a Castle Age unit. It's just the only save that can get access to that in Feudal Age. And it's one of the rare maps where it makes sense because there's so many exposed villagers. ACCM will relocate his wood line. He's sending the army this way. Does Sebastian have awareness on that? He does. And there's the longswords. I think even 3 longswords can defend this. And it is extremely difficult to engage into. And then the archers can go this way. And the skirmishers have gone the wrong way for ACCM. This isn't where you want your skirmishers to be. He just wasn't expecting this. He thought that he would have a much bigger army. But that was only... he only had the superior army when it was mainly archers for Sebastian. Armor will come in for ACCM. I really think he needs Castle Age. He knows he needs skirms at home. Nice defense there. It's amazing game sense, but... it would be expected. Longsword still walking with a purpose. Walking confidently. The starting scout goes in against the skirms as well from Sebastian. There's a lot of villagers here, guys. This could get really dangerous. The scout's giving a lot of value as well. The skirms are super weak. The longswords and the archers are still continuing. Might actually dive underneath the TC there. There's a very good chance. The skirms barely holds over here. Random Flemish militia still running around from ACCM. Now the longswords are moving to the hill. You don't see the numbers yet. The numbers are going to get here, guys. There will be 11 longswords. So they just take down towers. Like, Feudal Age towers completely melt to this. Unless the tower is walled in. Man, ACCM is doing everything he can to hold on here. Because that was so dangerous. This was dangerous as well. He chased that away. Here he's gone for a little bit of counter pressure, but still it doesn't look like that's going to be enough. But the additional towers from ACCM were very smart here. He actually bought the stone, though, so he would have to buy stone again for another tower. Anyone else a little dizzy at the moment? Looking here, we're looking here. We're all over the place, man. This is chaotic. I think ACCM is doing whatever he can to cling to life, to hold on, but he's just got a much worse army composition. I think there's no way he can engage against longswords unless he goes Castle Age. And to get Castle Age, he needs to have the food. And to have the food, you need to have the hill. And he just doesn't have the food. Here as well, he's having to leave the wood line. He has to run underneath the TC. Watch the worker efficiency dip for ACCM. Everything is inside of a tower. Everyone is inside of their home. They're not at work. 25%, 22% worker efficiency last minute. 20% worker efficiency last minute. 18% worker efficiency last minute. Like, everything is idle at the moment. And that is not going to bode well for the resources collected. Yeah, market is kind of the key when you have an imbalance like this. And Sebastian may be thinking about smashing that down. Sebastian's eco isn't as efficient either, to be honest. And ACCM still done an incredible job not to lose the villagers, which gives himself a chance. But I think if Sebastian gets anywhere close to a tower and a tower isn't completely walled in, it just melts. I'm speaking from experience here. I've made a couple of videos on this. In the last community tournament we did for TTL, I had a player come in and smash my towers with longswords on Rocky Forest. And then I heard about it like 6 different times throughout the day from people in the community who were happy to see me die to it. Yeah, there goes the tower. And that's what I mean. It goes out so fast. And there is another tower over here. The villagers are still alive for ACCM. The tower being walled in here makes it more complicated for Sebastian. With Sebastian, it's maybe a bit wasteful, but he's looking from 3 different spots at the same time, and he's still getting some villager kills. He still has the archers here. He's still got the longswords here. He's still making more army. Oh, just a disaster for ACCM. Again, worker efficiency overall 13% lower than Sebastian's because Sebastian's villagers can just work, and he has full coverage of the fish. Yeah, he spent way more food because longswords are pricey on that, but he has the food to spend. Longswords just dominate this map. I was a little surprised we didn't see this picked more frequently. I think it's very hard to get into. And I think the way that Sebastian played this was kind of calculated. He didn't try and play with the opening because it's too expensive. He just defended for a little while, and then once his economy had improved, then he upped the production. He did lose a bunch of archers over here. But here he comes for this tower. And now ACCM's like, oh god, not again. It's not again. Please, no. Longswords on the gold. Villagers going down. Archers on the gold. Villagers could go down. And now longswords going for the tower. And it's not fully walled up. The tower is actually next to rocky terrain, which you can't build on. So he needed the tower to be slightly repositioned. But how can you think about these tiny details when there's so much happening in the game, man? You just can't. ACCM, I think his backup plan was maybe to get to, like, Cavalier or something in Castle Age. I just don't see how he's ever going to have the villagers and the resources to do anything now. He's lost 12 eco. It's about to get a whole lot worse. And, I mean, Sebastian is also on the way to Castle Age. Sebastian just has ACCM's number here. Again, he beat him 3-0 in the group stage. And now, in the best-of-5 third-place match, he's about to be up 2-0. Sebastian's an absolute beast, man. And ACCM is such a fighter. ACCM refuses to quit. Like, this is ACCM's eco at the moment. All these little remnants of an economy. And he's like, nah, dude, I'm about to hit Castle Age. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I love ACCM's fight. It's so good. I think when Sebastian hits... Okay, I mean... Okay. I mean, maybe he just wanted to make it to Castle Age. Viewers are familiar with that strat. You're like dead, but you want to at least show your opponent you were on the way to the next stage. I've been there. All right, his Flemish militia get additional stat upgrades, so he's thinking that maybe that's enough. But then once Sebastian's in Castle Age as well, this could get so much worse. Siege can be added. ACCM's like, I know everyone's here for a final. I'm pissed that I didn't make it to that final. You guys are simply going to have to wait. You are going to have to wait till I'm finished because I'm not done with TTL yet. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Big counterattack. Big counterattack. All right. Yeah, if ACCM's ever getting any damage, he's not resigning. It doesn't matter how much damage he takes, apparently. He needs the ability to go for some counter damage. Unfortunately, the counter damage will be short-lived. And the two-handed swordsman now would just take down his town center and everything else would die. Well played from Sebastian. I mean, game one, he could have died against the Mongols with the Lancers in the siege. That was unbelievable. And now this game, it wasn't quite as terrifying, but he was super patient. He thought back. He sat back. He waited for the first initial archers. He just swatted away the Flemish militia for the first 3 minutes of feudal. And then he started to up the production, and then he went for the longswords. And once that happened, I didn't think ACCM had the opportunity. There's the difference in the resources collected before we move on. I really feel like the Burgundians are a little overrated on this map. The last couple times that I've seen them played here, the Flemish militia skirmisher hasn't worked. Welcome in, guys. Game 3. Sebastian has the Vietnamese, ACCM with the Malay. And yeah, from what I know, Malay has one of the best win rates in the season. Civilization has been banned a lot the last couple weeks. But still, Civilization's very, very strong. And Vietnamese as well, very flexible. Can kind of be played on any map these days. It's certainly going to be adaptable to play towards the Imperial Age here. But yeah, we've got some people's favorite map, maybe. In fact, chat, what would you say is your favorite map this season? I don't know. I've really been happy with the map pool. But this is Zimbabwe, where initially players will come out here and try and fight over the hunt. The scouts found each other here. Yeah, Coast Arena. A lot of people are saying Coast Arena. Yeah, I've enjoyed Coast Arena. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You forgot something, ACCM. No. Oh, no. You forgot something. No. Oh, the gate closed and the Rhino is going back. Well, I mean, the scouts are still here. I think that ACCM can probably get it. But Sebastian might be coming out to do the same. We'll see if Sebastian can pay attention to those tiny details there. Yeah, Sebastian's going to be fine. So, or rather, ACCM is going to be fine. I've been happy with this. To explain the decision-making behind map pools, by the way. So I kind of want the league to be the standard for the scene, right? Like, the goal is to expand this format as much as possible as we go through the upcoming seasons. We have done that. We've expanded the prize pool massively. We've expanded the format massively compared to when we started. Crocodile break. We have a crocodile here. Oh my god, what on earth is this? Sebastian is getting crocked. Okay, villager's on 11 HP. No way you go no loom 11 HP. Are you kidding me? Dude, you just got attacked by a crocodile. You're 2 hit from going down and you're going to try and bring an elephant this far? Sebastian's like, screw it. I'm up 2-0. It's a third place match. I could do this. And I mean, probably shouldn't have done that. But hey, pros are human too. I think the wiser move would have been to just go back home. Unfortunate that he went a little bit too close to the side where the crocodile was waiting. And there's another one. Now, pros must hate this. They just do. Okay? But viewers freaking love to see a high-level player lose a villager to a wolf or a crocodile or something. You guys are pointing at the screen right now. Leonardo DiCaprio meme, and you're like, hey, that's me right there. That's me. But you know what happens? You lose one vill, and you get loom. You then feel like you're even more committed to the area. So Sebastian's bringing 2 villagers. One villager was sent out. One villager wasn't enough. Now we've got 2. But Sebastian lost the scout. ACCM still has the scout. And ACCM is here, no loom. And they might find each other down here. Sebastian wants this elephant. And ACCM is going to take the elephant before Sebastian can get there. All right. Now, this is the double for Sebastian, which should be kind of difficult. He's looking for the other elephant. Meanwhile, he's bringing both of these in. Meanwhile, ACCM is doing this, still with no loom. Oh, my God. The multitasking is insane. Water Buffalo block for ACCM. Could maybe use the scout as well. This villager... Oh, God. 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 That villager's dying. This villager could die, too. This villager could die. Okay, I think this villager is fine. Sebastian is most likely going to be okay. Shoots it with the town center, which you can now do. And this villager is fine. And what about this villager? Very close. Nice quick walls, though. Never a doubt. This is just perfectly executed from both of them. Perfect if you don't factor in Sebastian's villager loss going down before, but all right. I feel like at times I try and say something, and right when I'm in the middle of a really important thought, players interrupt me by doing something I wasn't expecting. Maybe that's on me. But we were talking about the maps before. I've been very happy with the map pool. Expanding it to 15 maps obviously makes a lot more work for us because we need to balance out those maps. I've been pleased with it. We also don't want to be repetitive. So maps that we had in previous seasons or maps that we had in previous seasons, we didn't want to repeat. So if this was the first time you've watched TTL, we had 4 seasons before this. I don't think a single map in this season was used in the previous one. So again, lots of risk can come with that, but I've been happy with it. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed the maps too. What were your favorite maps of these TTL? So I really enjoyed Coast Arena. I think Coast Arena's been fun. I really liked Zimbabwe for the closed maps. I think the closed maps offer some of the crazier games at times, which is a lot of why people end up choosing those. But I also really like African River. Like, African River has been fantastic for aggressive maps. That map has kind of been a breath of fresh air. Seychelles as well for a water map is really solid. So, I don't know. We put a lot of time and effort into all the maps, so... The maps are kind of like my, it's kind of like my Twitch viewers, right? I don't have any favorites. I love them all equally. So, yeah. My mom told me that growing up. She said that she didn't have any favorites and she loved us all equally. But my brother was the firstborn and he's 11 years older than me. And then my sister was 8 years older than me. And when I got old enough to do math, I was like, wait a second, Mom and Dad, why are my siblings so much older than me? Why are you so much older than all my friends' parents? Why was I born when Dad was 40? I said, was I planned? And my mom said, oh, of course you were planned. You are all part of God's plan. And I said, answer the question, Mom. And then she said I did. And, and then I got my answer. So, yeah. There wasn't even my brother's, never mind. I don't think we should continue these stories. We have too many people here. Too many people who will make jokes. But yeah, some of you guys can relate to that. ACCM's on stone. And Sebastian is not. I'm a little surprised to see ACCM's on stone. But this is what you could consider third place match energy, maybe. He's just going to send it. He's going to go crazy. So to be honest, guys, there is a build order, which we haven't seen in Platinum League, but I've seen it in some other tournaments. You go defensive castle, karambits, and rams. It's very difficult to stop, especially if the opponent goes immediately for town centers. It can completely crush. But more often than not, we're seeing players build their castles more aggressively. And because ACCM has the scout and Sebastian doesn't, I think that ACCM will probably move out to drop the castle. The T90, that was a proper third place match story. Oh, you just wait for the finals stories. I'm saving my best stories for the finals. Nah, we're gonna lock in for the final, but I'm sure a story or two will happen. Here come the villagers from ACCM. Again, feels like this castle might come forward, but you also don't want to waste too much time. So when you get to Castle Age, you want to build it right away. Sebastian's just gonna drop town centers and boom, probably. So. Oh wait, are you joking that I was third place amongst my 3 siblings? How dare you? I thought you meant it was a story I told during a third place match. I didn't realize. Oh, God. Okay. Well played. I mean, you're not wrong. So, you're not wrong. I'm definitely third place. Just like Age of Empires 3 is last place, you know? Or third place. Oh, God. Oh, God. Now we're... Oh, sorry. AoE 3 is a good game, I'm sure. Moving on. A castle for ACCM. Thank you, Life Cluda, for the 10 gifted. Worst case scenario, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you, East Great Falls. Thank you, Classic Dave, for the Prime. What does Sebastian do when he sees this? The thing is, typically against unique units, you can play monks to convert, a unit that's pretty expensive to get into, right? But going monks against Karambit feels kind of awkward because Karambit's one of the cheapest units there is. So if there was a unique unit you want to play in towards monks, it would be the Karambit Warrior. ACCM will drop the second town center. ACCM also drops the monastery. So I guess I don't know. These two decisions kind of work against each other here. If you're going castle with a unique unit that costs food, you typically want to save the food and stay on one town center for a while. But maybe it's just the threat of the Karambits that's the idea. The castle looks kind of weird. It looks like it's on top of Blue's walls, but it's just because of the way elevation works in this game, and all the bases are raised up by about a tile. So ACCM doesn't realize that Sebastian is walling up behind here. And very patient from Sebastian. He doesn't seem too bothered so far. He'll drop a mangonel. He's got the monk out there. The monk is looking for relics. Now, this is something that's a risk. Losing that scout means that this is just... You're just simply hoping your opponent doesn't end up finding you. And ACCM, he's got some big problems here as the mangonel flattens the Karambits. And yeah, there's the scout. So in theory, that scout could be denying these relics. But ACCM is more worried about this one. Now that hurts for ACCM, but at the same time, he wasn't really basing his strategy around killing with the Karambits. And oh my god, he loses even more. How's this guy feeling right now? 4 HP. He isn't exuding confidence. But yeah, 4 HP Karambit can still kill the monk, no problem. So it's not bad. And the scout now for ACCM is moving down here, but a little too late. I think he'll check the corner, he'll realize the relic is gone, and then he'll look for the monk, and it'll be too late. And now Sebastian's actually going for the relic that ACCM was right next to. Would be crazy if Sebastian ends up getting that relic as well. Yeah, now he's like, oh, wait a second. Where, there should be a relic here. And now watch this relic disappear, and then he panics there as well. Still, though, very nice economy for ACCM. 2 town centers. Has the villager lead, which is so hard to do. To drop a castle and have the villager lead is pretty much just Malay things. And this Karambit Warrior will protect this relic. So unlikely that Sebastian will ever get there unless he pays really close attention. And, ooh, a Siege Workshop going up for ACCM there. But the monk is there, and the Siege is here to try and deny this. I would never even think I could have a chance at denying that Siege Workshop. That's so risky. But I think ACCM's just got the positioning. Nope, the monk is converting now. That's extremely nerdy from Sebastian to even think he has a chance there. But he's just delaying the Siege Workshop. Meanwhile, ACCM will get this relic. Sebastian is headed to the north. Siege Workshop denied at 90%. I think it will go up eventually. And, oh, no, it's now 99.74%. And bam, now it's up. Okay. But that gave him some time. That gave him an extra minute or two. And time is everything. And there's the third town center for ACCM. 2 TCs for Sebastian. Feels like he wants to play towards Imp and a castle and Trebs. And there goes ACCM. The scout. Oh, man, he's seen better days. Oh, man, he's seen better days. He is really failing at his job right now. Just passing. And, I mean, now again, he's going to be like, where's the relic? Where's the relic? That doesn't make any sense. Still, I can't help but feel like everything else that we're seeing from ACCM is top tier. I think the economy's going to win this game. He already has 2 relics. Even if Sebastian gets this one, that's not a big deal. But Sebastian is down here with the monk. And that'll require some attention to detail here, because you could probably convert that Karambit, but if you just clicked into the corner, the Karambit might end up getting the kill. And again, now this scout is reporting back to his bosses. Like, I swear there was no relic there. Sebastian slowly taking down the siege workshop. ACCM will hop out. And Sebastian's micro. Pretty damn good here. He's bringing villagers this way. But I think ACCM is following this monk, and I think he's going to see this. If he sees the villagers, he could maybe send some Karambit warriors over. Down here, the Karambit warrior did the job to kill that monk. That's good for ACCM. And here he's also able to heal up his scout, and yet he sees this. Scout actually dies, though. Sebastian attack rounds it. Wow, well played. And there's the castle. Will the castle go up? I mean, Karambit warriors should be on the way. This is Sebastian's perspective. He could see the Karambits coming in. Now, he does have the mangonels. He kills the monk, but he needs quick walls to stop the Karambits from killing the vills. ACCM's got his own villagers in there. He could build some stuff or attack. Maybe even chop the tree randomly. Okay, mangonel's there. Does he attack it? He takes down his own house. He takes down his own house, which means the villagers are... Okay, they're still getting quick walled. But there's a mangonel coming from ACCM. Castle's at 50%. I don't know about this, guys. I don't think this castle goes up. Again, ACCM, he might have lost the first 2 games. This might not be the finals, but he's the biggest fighter you'll find. And he's like, we are not getting to the final yet, T90. Screw that. I want 3rd place. And I'm reminding the people what I'm made of here. Well played. I mean, the whole game, he's just been honed in on where Sebastian is going to be and where Sebastian is going to go. The only thing he really missed was a couple relics. But beyond that, he was always about applying pressure here. The scouting and the outpost in this area was just perfect. And I still think Karambits are just such an excellent tool against this composition here. Now, hold on. Hold on. Karambits have backed up. Another big shot. More villagers go down for Sebastian. Villagers continue to die. Castle's at 80%. So I think it's likely this castle will complete eventually. Nice micro there from Sebastian. And all right, castle's going to go up. A couple monks will go down for Sebastian, maybe. I don't know, though. Like, Karambits are both very impressive and very unimpressive at the same time. Hopefully no one describes me like that. T90 is both very impressive and very unimpressive at the same time. Yeah, that would kind of sting. But no, I mean, they're a useful tool. You have to switch into something else. And I think, the main reason you would go fast imp is for trebuchets. But it's kind of risky to place a castle here now if Sebastian has the map. Oh, God. Sebastian, you need to change your imp TC, my friend. Guys, that is the imp TC for Sebastian. That's bad news. If ACCM makes a treb, imp will be denied at a really bad time. The Karambit's getting converted. Still beautiful engagements for Sebastian. Over here, the converted Karambits are going to harass, where ACCM wants to play skirmishers because he's worried about rats and archers. There's the treb. Do you think Sebastian loses this TC before Imperial Age, guys? I mean, he's not... ACCM doesn't know that that's the imp TC. So he might not attack it. And he might wheel his treb over this way. Because he's thinking Sebastian's going to be up at any point in time and you got to fight for this area. But I think going for the TC would be huge. I think that's what he's doing. And, like, people are saying he would just repair it. Does he even know? He might not think of it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. All right, so if he repairs, there's a repair trick. If you use the repair hotkey, your villagers repair from the middle. Yeah, so that's a right click. You need to use the repair hotkey so your vills repair from like in the TC, like right in the little like middle area. And sometimes your villagers will tank a treb shot. Okay, well, he's repairing. He noticed it. ACCM can actually look at that and realize, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the repair trick. And watch, sometimes this unlucky villager will get hit instead. Nope, didn't happen yet. All right, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He'll make it to Imp. Does it happen now? Nope. It's crazy that we're at that level where even pros are doing the little repair trick, but that's from the sudden death tournament. And all right, Imp is in. Imp is in. Meanwhile, there's a trebuchet here that's already fired a bunch of volleys. That's kind of a big deal. There's a couple Ratsens back here, which have done very little and died to the town center. And it's... ACCM will still take down this TC. ACCM is still in a nice position to take down this castle. ACCM's got the lead in this game. Better eco, better military, better position. I can't argue better civ. I think Vietnamese are maybe a bit more dangerous with their options. So Malay do need to make use of the timing here. Chat. It's so funny. But I wanted to say Papa John's as well. But hey, no free advertisement. We got to get Papa John's in here for the... get them in for sponsoring the next seasons. Better civ matchup, better technologies. Boom. Sorry. Even losing the blacksmith is so painful. Speaking of, there's so little upgrades for Sebastian. He's only on feudal age blacksmith upgrades, which is brutal. He's just been under too much pressure this game. Malay are just simply too good with the timings. ACCM played perfect mix of like aggression, but also just eco behind. Again, I think had he gone all in, the defense from Sebastian would have worked well. But the Karambits he lost, he's like, whatever. Those were cheap. Those were discount Karambit warriors. And he just boomed up immediately behind it. I did get a little dicey at times. There were some minor details here or there, but that's still near perfect from ACCM. And he wins game number 3. Whoa! Palm with 50 gifted. Thank you so much, Palm. Yeah, there's the KD real quick. There's the eco. You just cannot lose games when you have an economy that huge and a timing like this. 27-minute imp. I mean, this is why Malay have been banned so frequently. That's why we're not going to see Malay in the grand finals. So Dravidians for Sebastian. And this is the civ that he's played extremely well on this map. He actually played Dravidians against ACCM in the group stage. The chat can double check that if they wish. But I'm fairly certain it was Dravidians for Sebastian in one of the games he won in the 3-0 against ACCM. I don't remember what ACCM had, though. I think ACCM was like Koreans or Armenians or something. Yeah. But ACCM's gone for the Vikings. Both civs are insanely good on water. And on this map, you have the transport ship. There's the little sheep strat again from Sebastian. You put the sheep inside of the transport. Might have just picked up that sheep from the shoreline here. So that might actually be ACCM's sheep. But it's northern crossings, so you can use the crossings to attack on land, or you can use the transport to transport. You have both options. Very fun map. But yeah, both these civs are fantastic on water. The way I've seen Sebastian play on water is he tends to opt for the economy more frequently. So really leverages the additional fishing bonuses here and the additional wood. And I think just because of the water changes, we've had the whole season to test it now, or most of the season to test it. I think players are just opting for defense more than offense with the ability to garrison inside the docks. T90, I'm still too new to realize what's going on 90% of the time, says Ruby. Ruby's a newbie. That's funny. I mean, you're probably not the only one. It's tough for me. I need to break down the game at the highest level and explain all the intricate little details while simultaneously trying to be... Have my content be understandable for someone who's new. Hopefully it's a good mix. But thanks for hanging around, and trust me, the thing about AoE 2, I feel, is once you get a baseline of knowledge, even if you don't know all the tiny little details, it's easy to pick up on. It's very easy to understand as you watch. So thanks for still watching and listening in. Basically, if we're talking bonuses right now, this fishing ship carry capacity bonus is awesome. The docks giving you extra population space is awesome. because you don't need to build the houses early, you have more wood to just make the fish. And then also the barrack technologies being cheaper is great on a map where you can go for man-at-arms. The Vikings, it's a little simpler because you just get free wheelbarrow and free handcart. So as you go through the ages, your eco's superior there. And then your chips. Sorry, your war ships are cheaper. Yeah, a week after this, I'm flying to London for the Red Bull event, which I'll make videos on so you guys know what's going to happen. And also, I'll be streaming it all, of course. So if you like big events, don't leave the channel over the next 2 weeks. It'll be crazy, April 1st through 6th. But yeah, I instinctively said fish and chips because I'm going to be going to London. That's one of the things I'm going to have to try. That and what? What else are they doing over there? Tea? Beans for breakfast? We'll see. But yeah. Crazy that we're going to be in the Royal Albert Hall for that event so soon after TTL5. So, bangers and mash? All right, beans on toast? I'm on board with all of that. That all sounds really good. Mushy peas? Ugh. I don't think I'm going to be having any mushy peas, though. But we'll see. It's been a while since I've been to the UK, so it should be a good time. How many viewers here have tickets for the live event? Anybody? There's got to be at least 2. The rate at which the tickets were sold out was insane. Type 1 in chat if you have a ticket. No way of verifying this, of course. Apparently, there's going to be like 2,000, 3,000 people watching in person, which is absolutely terrifying. I'm already nervous right now because we have so many people watching live for this final, so. Damn. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully you guys have a good time. I don't know if I'll be able to meet people or not, especially if it's that many, and I obviously have a job to do, but thanks for supporting the scene, guys, and thanks for having my back. Thanks for the excitement today. We've got ACCM double dock on the back adding fish. Yeah, this is a very different approach than what ACCM did in the group stage in week 3, I think it was. And the way he's walling up as well makes me think we might see Fast Castle. And so then it could be Fast Castle longboats. The Dravidians also have a unique ship called the Thresidai, but you have to be an imp to make it. So I don't really think we're going to see too much of that. But it does feel Fast Castle-y as well from Sebastian. Just double dock, back dock fish. And players just are going to play defensive. They're going to add more fish because of the ability to garrison and fire the arrows with the dock, which is kind of 2 different defense mechanisms. I love this, though. I will never not love this. The idea is that ACCM will see this, and ACCM will think, that could be his scout, or that could be something. But now it's becoming so common that people don't even think it's going to be anything of value. But that's when you start putting something valuable in there, right? Because right now, everyone's like, okay, it's just a trick. But then you got to start putting a villager in there. You put a transport in there. You put a transport in there. You put a scout in there, and then you hop out, and that's where you get them. So this is like a big build-up, guys. Right now, we're unfortunately still at the stage where people are going to think they're safe, but one of these times, someone is going to strike. But yeah, crazy fishing ship counts. I mean, the food's going to be there. They still got sheep and goats underneath the TC. And they've got the berries. So it's essentially the same builds. Again, I would assume we're going to see some galleys from ACCM just because the Civ is so known for that, like longboats. But if you do that, we could see the fires from Sebastian. Sebastian showed against Leary, he really likes his fire ships. You get the speed upgrade with the new upgrade, clinker construction. Where's the clinker upgrade? There we go. There's 2 different ones, but you get 10% faster movement speed. And actually, now that I see that, we've got the barracks there for Sebastian, so. T90, what's the most viewers you've ever had on a stream? Are we close? We're not very close. Most viewers I've ever had was like 70K or something, 60K, 80K. I don't know. Somewhere very, 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 very large. On Twitch, apparently 65,246. I don't know if that's that doesn't sound real to me, but that's what numbers showed up. So there was once a day we lost 7,000 viewers because I made an amazing joke and people didn't have taste. But these days people have taste and people don't leave when I make jokes. So what actually happened was I was on Twitch front page and I made a joke right when I got removed from Twitch front page and we lost 7,000 viewers. The joke was good, but in that moment, I thought I offended 7,000 people. A scout runs in from Sebastian, who gets to see the town center. Takes some damage there, but the important thing is he sees that it's just Market Blacksmith. He doesn't see any military. Now, the scout... Ooh, the scout back here for ACCM. This is a big deal. Lose the scout, you have big problems. And the scout survives. That scout needs to find the front here. It would not be worth sniping that villager and losing your scout with what Sebastian is going to go for. Scout dies. Scout dies. He tries to steal the sheep, but he doesn't see it's an archer range for Sebastian. I mean, I'm kind of feeling like this is going to be elephant archers. As I say that, he queues up an archer, but he's got a lot of food income. You don't have many archers yet. Would it not make sense to just make an elephant archer? Or two? I think it would be. ACCM killed the villager. He's Vikings with free wheelbarrow, about to be free handcart. So I think he'll feel his eco superior. But 19 fishing ships for Sebastian and more docks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 docks here. T90, tell us what the joke. No, you guys don't want to hear. You don't want to hear the joke. Because what's going to happen is I'll tell the joke. 50% of chat know the story, and they're all going to minus 7k me again and act like it wasn't a good joke. Or they're going to act like I actually offended people. I don't want to retell the joke. 3 docks from ACCM. Now, ACCM's expecting fires, so he's going hulks instead of the longboats. He doesn't really know how far the fishing ships span out here for Sebastian. But it's going to be straight galleys for Sebastian, which I'm sure ACCM will find in a minute. Okay, people are curious. All right. I'll tell you. This is out of respect for you guys, all right? I'm putting myself in a compromising position here, all right? So, it was an event called Hidden Cup, and it was heroes, right? And one of the heroes was named Joan the Maid. Now, there's like Joan of Arc. In the game, there's also the character Joan the Maid, so that was the name of the character. And I don't remember who Joan the Maid was playing. I remember the map. I remember the map was crossed. Anyways, Joan the Maid's army got cleaned up. And, because maids clean things, I said, that's very like Joan the Maid. It makes sense because it's a maid. Get it? Because, a maid cleans it up. And then right then, we lost 7,000 viewers. And we had a bunch of chatters, like, whoa, crossing the line, talking about maids cleaning. And I was really nervous. I thought because in my mind, I was like, I don't think that should be offensive. But then 7,000 people left, and I was really worried. So yeah, and then we found out we lost front page. So yeah, that's why the minus 7k emote exists. Also, we have the plus 7k emote if I ever make a joke that is worthy of gaining 7,000 viewers. So... Sebastian went a little too far here. He went a little too far. He went past this dock, which means that ACCM can bring in fire ships. And that is such a nice find from ACCM. That is a beautiful clear up. I mean, initially, I wasn't really sure what the army comp was going to look like. A combination of fires and longboats can be very strong here. And here come the elephant archers. All right. So it is a couple elephant archers. Sebastian also had this archer here, just disrupting the wood line. And now the elephants are going to be here to disrupt the gold. So that's not bad. The fight was bad for Sebastian, but the eco at home is looking very smooth. The harassment here is also very good. He needs to keep his fish alive, though. Big navy from ACCM coming in. I think Sebastian's just got a lot to manage at the moment, right? Like controlling the elephants, controlling the TCs... Controlling the navy all at once isn't the easiest. Realistically, I think a couple fires or hulks in front of these galleys would make sense. But ACCM was very late to the second town center, and he's currently off of gold. So being pushed completely off of gold is really bad. And beautiful patience from Sebastian. He backs away. He defends from this. He doesn't lose many ships. He chases this down. ACCM will be back on gold. And there's the third TC. But yeah, ACCM so much later to the town centers here. It feels like Sebastian's economy is just miles ahead right now. Yeah, Sebastian's been insane on this map. Like, the game he lost against Leary in the semifinals, he should have won, right? It was just a crazy comeback from Leary. And even when Sebastian resigned, there were people thinking that Sebastian could still win. He resigned with the population lead. So, I mean, all season he's been good at it. I'm wondering if we see it in the final today. I feel like Hera will want to pick this after watching Leary's struggles, even though Leary won the game. But pretty soon, we could see Sebastian taking down Dox. We could see Sebastian in the Imperial Age. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot wrong with the position. I love the Elephant Archer choice because the strong unit that pushes you completely, the opponent completely off of gold, and you can't just use a Mangonel or a Scorpion to kill it. You actually had to make some monks. And look how fast the Dox will start to go down for ACCM. And Doc should fall in a moment. ACCM still producing there. And Monk. No, the Monk is going after the other elephants. Oh, man, that's a really expensive loss there for ACCM. He's so distracted, so he really needs to get rid of those Ellies. Again, Vilcount just flying here for Sebastian. Imp resources were there for a second, but he's just invested into a lot more Vils. Realistically, probably needs to add a couple farms at some point. But he's got Dravidian fish, so. First time chatter at T90. That was a good joke, dude. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You had to be there, I suppose. But guys, like, imagine, though, the emotions for me in that moment. I was terrified. It didn't make any sense to me. I think Sebastian has to be careful he doesn't repeat the mistake he made before. He didn't get Clinker Destruction. Clinker Construction, excuse me. And I think if he backs up, he doesn't get caught in the choke by the fires. He gets some fires in front. This can be better for him. But again, multitasking's needed. He really likes the idea of massing these galleys, but the fires were very strong when Leary played against him, and the fires still remain strong here for ACCM. And that's just, I think, part of the distraction was the converted elephant there. That would just get killed off. The fishing eco for Sebastian is all here as well. So he really needs to defend the area. But he will. But well played from ACCM. He's been able to stabilize his economy. Very heavy on stone. ACCM and Sebastian, they are here to win a best of 5. That is their task. They are not here to keep us on schedule today for the grand finals. So grand finals will start as quickly as possible. Official schedule is 10 minutes, but we might be pushed back a little bit longer. I think ACCM getting Siphons now, clearly recognizing he needs to lean heavier into the fires. Siphons gives the fires a charge attack. I'm just a little surprised we are not seeing Sebastian make Hulks here. I think Hulks in front of the War Galleys is very strong. Old school, you used to just be able to play full War Galleys, but with the water changes, it's a bit more complicated now. But he says so many of them. Even if fires are tankier, it's so tough for the fires to get close. Here goes ACCM. He doesn't have any scouting here. He's just running over. That farm's a spec bug, so he thinks this is all exposed. See if Sebastian can notice that. They're fighting over here at the same time. A forward castle could be very strong right now. Yeah, look, there go the Vils. Now, you might hear a noise if your house gets canceled there, and Sebastian just placed some house foundations there. ACCM is walking underneath Sebastian's town center. Big naval battle still happening. ACCM's like, oh, crap. Sebastian sees him. Yeah, Sebastian sees him and sends villagers after it immediately. He knows what that will mean. Still taking the fight on water. But ACCM has a Navy over here. So he could kill like 10 vills and then drop the castle. That's never something you're expecting. And oh boy, you want to fight me, he says? I've got the backing of the boats. Yeah, Sebastian's looking here. You can tell he's distracted. He's distracted. He's distracted big time. And that's because the castle's going to go up. Oh, man. Well played from ACCM. He needed a moment like this. The eco count's a lot closer now. If this castle goes up, it's a game changer. But there is an elephant here. And there's another elephant on the way. And Sebastian still has the villagers. Castle's at 50%. Navy's still backing away. Still so many fires from ACCM. Will this castle go up? Castle's at 60%. Sebastian's fighting those vills. ACCM pulled them back again. 78%. 82%. I think it goes up. I think Sebastian is underestimating the fires. And he completely forgot about the land, just like he did against Leary in the semifinal. And that is a huge moment in this game. Well played from ACCM. Yep, villager count. There's not a lot in it now. Imp times could be very similar. We could also see like a siege push or another castle from ACCM here. Sebastian will try imp himself. Remember, he still doesn't have ballistics, so I feel like the war galleys are missing some of their shots. There's the imp upgrade. And he actually cancels it. I think he's relocated his imp TC to the safer one. He's also still waiting for... he's got a navy over here, by the way. But he's still waiting for his own castle. And from that castle, he can make trebs. So, still fine here. If you drop your own castle, you'll be an imp faster. You can treb back ACCM. And you still have a pretty big navy lead. So, man, I don't know if there's any devs watching. But I would like to humbly request... with the next water update you do, to add a noise other than a bell. The amount of dings that I have heard in my ears are surely going to contribute to my hearing when I'm older, right? It's like I'm going to be like in the retirement home and I'm going to have to turn my hearing aids up or something. And, you know, my buddy Marv is going to be there. He's going to be like, well, what'd you do? Did you work like in construction or something? Like, no, I cast AoE2 for 40 years, and I just hear dinging all the time, man. Is there no other sounds? I wonder if... I don't think there's a no ding mod for casting. I think there's actually a no ding mod for playing. T9, do you complain about bells, but what do you recommend instead? That's not my job. My job is not to recommend. Maybe chat can help. I don't know. Fires will take down this dock. And that is a big issue. I know that he's built a lot more docks now, but basically it comes down to wood control. Your ships cost wood. Your docks cost wood. Everything is wood heavy here. I love the navy over here from... No! ACCM lost all the vills and the berserks and the transports. Yikes. That's a huge loss, man. Just saying, though, it's amazing that Sebastian has so much navy. Like, how does he have a full navy there? I don't think that's something that ACCM ever expects. And Sebastian's elephants are back again. They're killing villagers on the wood line, too. Which, again, I don't think ACCM could see. ACCM's going to focus here because the trebs are going to be out for Sebastian. And Sebastian backs away. Still missing ballistics. Which is a concern. But he will have the heavy warships upgrade. And ACCM didn't actually click that yet. So ACCM is going to get completely clobbered here. At least he should. Yeah, I think he will. Meanwhile, castle in the middle for Sebastian. He's getting attacked by bears. Whatever. Not a big deal. He's ahead on water. He's ahead on land. And I think Sebastian, just like he did in the group stage, he's going to beat ACCM, and I think he'll end up third place. Which I think is probably one of the best tournament performances he's had in his very, very young career, at least compared to players like ACCM. Even Leary and Hera coming up in the finals. Sebastian has not been playing the game nearly as long as them. He's got a lot of potential, clearly a lot of skill. I think just lacks the experience of some of the big names. But Sebastian is a big name in our scene now. And ACCM, maybe next time he faces Sebastian, is going to need to go to the drawing board on what he can do. Because there's something about this matchup now. This is 2 sets in the same tournament where Sebastian's been able to get the better of him. Nice job here from Sebastian to repair the trap. Just so that castle will go down. And he's got the other Navy coming in from the other side as well. It's going to be an ACCM sandwich here. Yeah, beautiful job. I mean, it's just perfection. We'll have trebuchets and bomber cannons from the middle islands. We've got the full surround on the water. ACCM has elite longboat. So he's hoping that that boat's going to be enough. But that fight's not even good enough for me. You need a full clear. It needs to be immediate. It's going to be extremely difficult now. Castle foundation from Sebastian here. His turn now to drop a castle. And that is, as Ornlu would say, maybe a bit of a get-out-of-my-game castle there. Forward castle on ACCM's eco. Longboat's barely surviving back here. And now the forward docks from ACCM to try and recover water. They're going to get taken out as well. Don't worry, guys. ACCM looked at the schedule for the day. The schedule for the day was the grand final was supposed to start in 3 minutes. He's doing it for the schedule, guys. We'll obviously, they'll take a little bit longer because we'll have a civ draft and everything. But ACCM is just amazing. I love his fight. So many people would resign. He never gives up. No matter how rough it looks, he always fights. And there could be times where it's infuriating, right? Because you're like, come on, man. This game's probably over. But that's what makes ACCM great. He'll also be very happy with this season. Being top 4. Being so consistent in the group stage. Getting this deep into the playoffs. He's had an amazing year so far in AoE too. But yeah, the castle goes up for Sebastian. What are you supposed to do with your Navy now if you're ACCM? And finally, Ballistics comes in for Sebastian as well. I mean, he does have 19 longboats, but it still doesn't have the resources to go for Bogsvigar, so the longboats won't have the additional attack. It still doesn't have the relics that Sebastian has, still doesn't have the stone. Yeah, here's another one. Sebastian's like, bro, I beat you. I beat you. Here goes another castle. That is a little much. You could maybe throw a game with that castle because you don't have any protection for it, and there's trebs here. But, I mean, as one castle gets trebbed down, he just builds another one, I guess. ACCM fighting back with villagers. The absolute demon takes down a trebuchet. Still holding on. But no, I think for Sebastian, he snagged Shipwright, which is a hugely important upgrade here. And with that upgrade in and all the other advantages he has, I think that he'll just eventually win this with water. The castles might actually go down. But there's no way that ACCM can outproduce Sebastian on water now. And with that castle down as well, all the longboats, or all the galleons rather, can move in and snipe all of this eco. It's just a matter of time until Sebastian would add cannon galleon. All right, checking Liquipedia. Liquipedia says the final will start in 30 seconds. Waiting for it, getting the timing right. Schedule. ACCM, 105 pop. Clock's about to strike to the next minute. We're almost there. ACCM, 109 pop. Another castle's up on his face. Bombard cannons and trebs taking down his trebs. But hold on, the schedule, guys. The schedule says final doesn't start yet. I mean, ACCM's a father, right? He's a man who sticks to his schedule here. And there we go. There we go. This is when the final should begin today. And I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be funny that ACCM would resign. But no, he's like, I just took down 2 castles, bro. 2 castles. I'm not quitting. 2 unprotected castles as well, as the villagers are going to go back after the trebs. And Sebastian, well, we'll back up. He's just denying these wood lines. It is hard to end the games on these maps. But he's got enough galleons where I feel he could just continue Well, to do everything he's doing. He transports some trebs over this way. He'll start to go for the town centers and the siege workshops. He'll build another forward castle soon. And, ACCM is going to see it. And he will eventually choose to tap out here. Really ruining the timing for me as a caster, because I like to get the timing right. To say this is the moment that Sebastian becomes third place, but I don't trust myself now. We'll see. The bombard cannons will back away. I think Sebastian, if he adds anything on land, like 2 Urumi swordsmen, he can protect the bombard cannons and keep pushing. And now he's even going to steal all of ACCM's gold there. ACCM's like, I'm not finished, man. I'm not finished. Fight forever. 90 population against 200 pop. His base has been castled 3 times. He has no town centers. Freaking ACCM, bro. As long as he's got villagers, he's got a chance. But he still doesn't. He's about to have no vills. That's so funny. Yeah, Mom told ACCM this was the last game he could play today, so he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to have to do his chores around the house. And there we go. ACCM calls it. He's an amazing player, but Sebastian proves third place in Titans League Season 5. Grand Finals coming up, but again, Sebastian and ACCM, an amazing performance. I think there's arguments to say that their group was actually the strongest in the group stage, which people weren't saying initially, because they were both in the same group, as well as Lewis, who ended up making it into the playoffs and playing very well this season. But well played, Sebastian. I really think... So if you heard my casting of Sebastian in the semifinals when he lost to Leary, I had a lot of confidence in him, and I thought that he could give Leary a test. I really feel like the first 2 games in that semifinal, I got a reminder of how kind of new he is to the top level, and I saw nerves, and I saw him not trust his ability like he did today, for example. So I think this season will give Sebastian a lot of experience. I expect big things from him throughout the rest of his career, of course. ACCM is just always going to be around. He's always such a beast as well. Well played to him. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the third place cast, but we will have to swiftly switch gears here instead of for the grand final. Sebastian collected more res. Sebastian had a very even KD, but it's all about controlling the resources on the map at the end of the day.